On the news this morning, Rivers State government says it is working to check flooding in the state. House of Representatives may investigate possible exclusion of Rivers State from states to benefit from federal government's borrowings. Governor Nyesom Wike urges church to speak against injustice, marginalization in Nigeria. IPOB threatens 1-month sit-at-home protest. On the foreign scene, WHO urges delivery of vaccines pledged to Africa. I am Ifiemi Andrew. The Rivers State government says it is working with relevant agencies to work out plans to check flooding in the state. Commissioner for Information and Communications, Paulinus Inserim, who said this, called on those living and doing business in the state to work in line with the program that would be rolled out by the government to address the problem of flooding. Mr. Inserim frowned at the situation where residents turned drainages into refuse bins. He called on the media to embark on a massive enlightenment program on the role of citizens in checking flooding in the state. Residents were seen drying out their mattresses and rugs on Wednesday after homes were submerged in flash floods a day before. A resident of Rumukalagbo said she came home to see her mattress floating.
My neighbor called me that the rain has jacked my foam up. Then when I came back this morning, it was true. Everything was soaked with water, including all my neighbor's house. You know, this room, the first room, the rain entered the first room, entered the second room, and the third room. There is not any room around this area that the rain did not enter. This is the second time. The first heavy rain that fell last month, and this rain again.
Also, some business owners along Peter Aldili Road in Port Harcourt say they may have to relocate if the flash flood experienced on Tuesday continues. They spoke to our correspondent.
Before I from my house come out yesterday, everywhere was flooded. Just we go come out around 8 o'clock, around 1 now come outside. We bear water till night. See the gutter there. Sand full everywhere, don't heap up. Now make the water need degree go forward.
Inside our shop now, they completely flooded. That's why even outside, like, there's no fee enter inside because rain still inside. It spoiled some things inside my shop. We don't even the back already because everything we keep inside the shop spoil.
Where rain even fall small. The whole our place, we know if we do anything again. This is all the road. Water they even the warriors. Any small thing like this, we can't do anything again because this water is very, very full.
Season don't they reach? I won't buy rice. If I put rice, something like rice, like go spoil my rice. A bag of rice is almost 30,000. If I go and bring those kind of goods, like 10 bags and put, everything will damage. So that's why I would like to come out.
Meanwhile, a town planner in Port Harcourt, Soke Prim Douglas, says the Rivers State government will need to come up with comprehensive drainage and waste disposal master plans to address the flash flood in the state. Mr. Douglas spoke to correspondent Sebi Ruwari.
There are some measures that government can take, they can put in place to mitigate this problem. Government should be able to look at all the drainage lines and the canals. Obviously, they are all blocked. Government is supposed to provide 2 sets of comprehensive plan. The drainage master plan is waste disposal master plan. The provision of these 2 master plans would tackle the issues of pouring debris to the drainage and the canals, which have caused the blockage within these 2 areas that is causing the flooding.
He said some of the ongoing construction works in the state contributed to the current flooding.
You cannot count off these construction of flyovers within this environment. It has also contributed to the high flooding that we are seeing now because of negligence in the maintenance of the drainage lines. The advisor cannot say that they are constructing a flyover of this magnitude without even coming up with what we call the EIE. There is no EIE. There is no way we went and sat down and look at the EIE, which means the environmental impact assessment of this project to the physical environment. The one these flyovers may cause at that interim of their construction to the environment, nobody knows about it.
The town planner advised the government to demolish buildings that obstruct the flow of water when it rains.
People are wicked to the natural environment. But once they buy land that is close to creeks or maybe drainage or the canal, people say it seems to build up idea of closing up the canal to a certain level, thereby minimizing the level of the canal. So when you have reduced the canal and the volume of water that is coming is beyond available space, there must always be spillover. That's why we're having these spillovers into our houses, into our roads. So the federal government should clean up these canals and then trace the lines of these canals and the drainages. And if there are any buildings on these 2 areas without any consideration, government should bring those buildings down.
Still on this, an APC leader in Rivers State, Dakuku Peterside, has blamed the state government for not paying attention to early warning signals from NIMET, but rather chose to put the blame on Rivers people. In a statement, he said the flooding meant that the state's relevant ministries, departments and agencies are either incompetent or have been starved of necessary funds to function optimally. He further said a lot of people have been displaced and several goods and properties estimated at over 3 billion naira have been lost. According to him, a responsive government should by now be engaging and looking for ways out of the crisis. Dakuku Peterside called on Governor Nyesom Wike to reactivate the drainage master plan that was set up and in use by Chubike Amechi before he left office in 2015, but was abandoned by Governor Wike for political reasons. The House of Representatives may investigate the likely exclusion of Rivers State from the list of states to benefit from the federal government's borrowings. This is sequel to a motion of urgent public importance by lawmaker Solomon Bob, alleging that Rivers State is the only state out of the 36 states to be left out. The lawmaker further alleged discrimination against Rivers State, which contributes enormously to the Federation's account. Governor Nyesom Wike has urged the church to speak against the injustice that has characterized the country. Governor Wike made the call at the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion Diocese of Lagos shortly after he was bestowed the Exemplary Leadership Award. He described as injustice the alleged marginalization of Rivers State government in the World Bank loan to the states.
Look at the country. We say we are all one Nigeria. We went to World Bank to borrow money to do specific projects. I also know in paying this money back to World Bank, money that comes from resources of my state will be used in paying back this money. But my state was denied to have projects from that loan. And you say in one piece. And you are talking about justice. What is justice? Allow me the one that the Constitution says I'm entitled to. Let me connect that one and develop my state. He said no. He said there will be justice. What justice? If you don't speak out, if you just say, well, you have only told you to pray for us. No, it's not only praying.
Governor Wike also admonished the leadership of the church to encourage its members to be part of governance in the country.
Bishops, clergymen, we also have a role to play. We are tired of you saying, it is politicians. Whatever they want to do, let them do. Don't agree to that. Because you are leaving them to determine how your life will be. So whatever you do, it also affects the church. If you don't speak out, if you just say, well, you have only told you to pray for us. No, it's not only praying. It's not only praying. Having helped those who help them.
Our correspondent reports Governors Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Rotimi Akeredolu and Dapo Abiodun also received awards. Moving on, a former Speaker of the Bayelsa State House of Assembly, Tonye Sena, says any amendment to the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA, should be the upward review of the 3% for host communities. Mr. Esena said this while reacting to President Buhari's letter to the Senate for the act to be reviewed to reflect geopolitical zones in the country.
It will getting more clearer that the president has no regard for the Niger Delta people. If an amendment is sought for a law that was just passed and that affected to that become an act, and there was so much cry about the 3% that is too in a person that is too small. So if there is any amendment, it should have been an upward review of that 3% instead of not going to talk about geopolitical spread.
He also questioned why the president is now concerned about geopolitical spread in appointments concerning the PIA when appointment in other areas of the country does not reflect federal character.
I remember when he has even started considering geopolitical zones. The country has been crying. People have been complaining. Started appointments that have been given to the north. People have been crying about that. He has not said anything. He has not done anything. Rather, he keeps appointing in that way. When it comes to oil, these things that are coming from the Niger Delta area, is not talking about geopolitical spread. I think it's further disrespect and disregard to the Niger Delta area. I don't know those of our people who are doing advocacy, IMC, everybody should wake up.
IPOB has threatened a 1-month sit-at-home in the southeast if its leaders Nnamdi Kanu is not brought to court on October 21. The proscribed group's spokesperson Ima Powerful, in a statement on Wednesday, said they got reliable information that the DSS will not bring Kanu to court on October 21 as a ploy to continue to detain him. Gunmen have attacked a police checkpoint in Nachi Oji River local government area of Enugu State, killing 2 policemen. Enugu State Police PRO Daniel Undukwe confirmed the attack in a statement on Wednesday. He said the officers were conducting a stop and search on the axis when the incident took place on Tuesday. He said a full-scale investigation has commenced to fish out the attackers. The family of a kidnapped retired civil servant is appealing to his captors to release him. 68-year-old Tamanokuro Ipisi Kimi Napaka was kidnapped from his Borokri residence on September 16. One of his daughters, Osele Priye Kalio, says the kidnappers are demanding 50 million naira ransom.
Abducted in the early hours of Wednesday, 15th September. We are pleading with his abductors to please release him unconditionally. My father is 68 years old. He is hypertensive and he is diabetic. We do not know what his condition is. We have not been allowed to speak with him for the past 3 days. Please release him. Release him so that he can come back to us. We are pleading.
The Rivers State Police Command is yet to speak on the incident. Still ahead, Algon visits family of late former Bonny Council Chairman David Iremega. Stay tuned. The APC on Wednesday announced a postponement of its nationwide state congress from October 2 to October 16. National Secretary APC Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee Senator John Akponu-Doedehe in a statement said an updated party activity timetable will be released soon. No reason was given for the change in date. The chairman of Asari Toro Local Government, Onengiofori George, has directed that no activities should be held at the Amakri Square without the approval of the council. Mr. George gave the directive during a meeting with members of Da Abe Royal House Council of Chiefs following the forward installation of the Amayanabo of Kalabari Kingdom last Saturday, September 18, by a faction of the Warren family who forcefully gained access to the already closed royal halls. He commended the people for maintaining peace despite the action of some persons from the community.
What happened on Saturday, if not the intervention of government and the youth and the community and the royal house, I can tell you that it was well planned, designed. In the night, criminals wanted to invade the Damakri's house. So I don't know who are the people giving the town square. From today, please, the royal house, I know that there is no chief can give that community hall without the Amakri. So please, from today till the king arrives, nobody should give that community square. You write to the government, the security agent. We are not saying that burial will not take place. We are not saying that thanksgiving will not take place. Even the Kalabari Sekapo, we have called them. They have even written to me. Before Sekapo play masquerade, do anything, you write the government Let us know the element of people that are going there.
Also, National Vice President of Buguma Internal Affairs Society, Bias, Lolo Ifiemi, urged members of Da Abe Royal House to continue to tour the path of peace for the interest of the community.
That is the Royal House. All I've pleaded with them, I joined the chairman in thanking them for not reacting to what happened on Saturday. Because if they had reacted in any way, even the security men, whether there are thousands that came, they will fight for their dear life. Nobody has come here to kill himself. I've only said, look, as far as bias is concerned, let them not allow anybody to react even after now. That because these people did this, we too will do this. We're saying, no, please do not do that because you own the community.
Our correspondent reports that members of the Da Abe Royal House Council of Chiefs shortly after the meeting converged at the palace of King TJ Princewil to declare that the Da Abe Royal House has not installed anyone as the Amayanabo of Kalabari Kingdom. Chief Akaudu Harrison Tom Prince, Chief Inye Kieni Amakri, and Chief OTKD Amakri condemned the action of some members of the family. Take a listen to them.
What they have done is declared null and void. They did nonsense that never happened and will never happen. The right thing will be done in fullness of time.
Incident of 18th of September, we condemned that action in totality as null and void, of no effect. And secondly, this has never happened in the history of Kalabari. Not the fact that I'm a prince qualifies you alone to be an Amayana. We have the prince who are chiefs, and you have to show interest when the time is right, not coming behind. Not coming behind.
The world know that what happened on Saturday was a charade, a sham, a non-event at all. At the appropriate time, we will make the world know that we are one. We have resolved to work together, to plan together, to agree and move this house further from where we met it.
Moving on, the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, Algon, River State Chapter, yesterday paid a condolence visit to their departed colleague, David Rogers Irimaga, who died on Saturday, 18th September 2021. Irimaga, until his death, was the executive chairman of Boni Local Government Area. Chairman of Algon in the state, Orwell Hunda, who spoke on behalf of his colleagues, expressed shock over the death of David Rogers Irimaga. Mr. Hunda, who is also the mayor of Port Harcourt City Council, described the late Boni chairman as a dedicated colleague.
We are here to commiserate with the wife, the children, and the entire family of our late brother, friend, and colleague, David Irimaga. We have come to express our deepest condolence to the entire family. It's indeed a great loss to all of us, not just the family and the people of Boni Kingdom, but to the entire River State. We would request that anytime the family start preparing for his burial, that please you communicate us. We want to be part and parcel of the planning arrangement because we want to give him a befitting burial.
Also speaking, the chairman of Ikwerre Local Government Area, Samuel Wanosike, described late David Irimaga as a hard-working, visionary, and resourceful fellow.
David is a special being. As a local government chairman, the first time we crossed paths when we contested the first time, 2018, he made one very funny statement. I think I'm going overseas to go and do my job, which I have just signed with the people of Boni and Rivers people. And we all laughed. He said, where is overseas? He said, Boni is across the sea, so it's overseas. He's a truly good fellow, a nice person, a leader that feels the pulse of Boni people, a man that believes in fighting insecurity, a man that believes in providing leadership and providing dividends of democracy for the people of Boni. David's legacies will be hard to forget.
In his response, the elder brother to the late Boni chairman, Elder Peter Irimaga, thanked members of Algon for their concern in this time of grief. He promised to inform Algon of the burial arrangements when it starts.
I thank you all for coming. God bless you all. And as you're going home, God lead you gently home. Whatever we have to do in the future, we'll let you know, so that you will all be part of the burial.
Our correspondent reports that the chairman signed the condolence register and held a minute's silence in honor of the departed. The federal government says it will recover £200 million stashed in the United States in a move to recover assets belonging to the country. The Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, said this on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. He was speaking on the first fight against corruption and illicit financial flow in the country. The Federal Executive Council has approved 836 million naira for COVID-19 oxygen plants nationwide. Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed said this on Wednesday after the weekly Federal Executive Council presided over by Yemi Oshibajo at the State House in Abuja. Mohammed said the amount was approved for the Ministry of Health for the emergency supply, installation and maintenance of the 38 oxygen plants all over the country.
In June, Federal Executive Council actually approved the sum of 5.61 billion naira for 4 major contractors for the emergency supply, installation and maintenance of 38 oxygen plants in various parts of the country. Regrettably, the 4 companies also came back recently with the same complaints, ranging from fluctuation in the foreign exchange and to the scarcity of these plants all over the world as a result of material, as a result of COVID-19. So they presented a memo for augmentation in the sum of 836 billion naira, and this was also approved today.
Meanwhile, 377 new cases of COVID-19 was reported in Nigeria on Wednesday. Lagos recorded 70 cases, FCT 67, Kaduna 38, Edo 36, Rivers 28, Delta 23, Kwara 22 cases, Ondo 18, Plateau 17, Oyo 16, Benue 12 cases, Ekiti 10, Gombe 8, Kanu 7, Imo 3 cases, and Jigawa 2 cases. 2 deaths were recorded nationwide.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
The World Health Organization says the global commitment to provide COVID vaccines to Africa needs to translate to real delivery of the vaccines to the continent. Dr. Richard Mihigo, the WHO Africa Regional Director, told the BBC Newsday program that they really need the vaccines in the arms of the people on the ground. It came as the UN described the situation as a moral indictment, with over 90% of Africans still unvaccinated. On the news this morning, you heard that the Rivers State government says it is working to check flooding in the state. APC leader in Rivers State, Dakuku Peterside, has said that Rivers residents lost properties worth over 3 billion naira to flash floods. Governor Nyesom Wike has urged the church to speak against injustice, marginalization in the country. House of Representatives may investigate possible exclusion of Rivers State from states to benefit from federal government's borrowings. IPOB has threatened a 1-month sit-at-home in the southeast if Nnamdi Kanu is not brought to court on October 21. FEC has approved 836 million naira for COVID-19 oxygen plants nationwide. On the foreign scene, the WHO has said that the global commitment to provide COVID vaccines to Africa needs to translate to real delivery. The news was edited by Enoho Ogbaviri. Contact our newsroom on 0818-900-0017. For more stories, visit www.nigeriainfo.fm. Cloudy weather is expected in Port Harcourt this morning. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye for now.